Hey everyone, Paul Carl here. Got another website review. You have to excuse the mess behind me. I'm from working from home today, so this is my office slash eBay warehouse. I sell crap on eBay as like a little hobby. Um, but anyway, today we have another site from website feedback on Reddit. Bham pet sitting. I looked at it for a second just to make sure I wanted to do a video on it, and the first thing that struck me as like an outsider was I didn't. It took me a minute to figure out Beham and not Bam. So I'm like thinking like hitting, which you probably don't want to think about with your pets. Um, but anyway, I haven't really looked through the site, so this should be interesting. Um, I think the headline is good. It's like that it exists, but I think reliable, loving care for your pet is something that I would expect from any pet sitter. So I think that coming up with a competitive advantage that would make you stand out from other pet sitters would be really good. And one way that I would do that would be to look at reviews. And I'm actually going to do it right now because I haven't done this on a video yet. Um, So when I'm looking for competitive advantages, I try to look and see what reviews are for different companies to get an idea of what people love and what people hate in that industry. So we got a three here. This could be good. It's just so. That's not helpful. So when I'm trying to find competitive advantages, I like to try to write in the same language that customers use, so we can see what people care about, what they love, what they hate. Um, a well-kept house, that could be good. Like if you're pet sitting at their home, um, then maybe doing a little bit of cleaning in their house could be like an added advantage. Let's see what everyone else is saying. You saw that Tara left herself a review. Thank you, Tara. I'm gonna go leave myself a review. Thanks, Paul. You're the best. Oh, here you go. She sent me texts with pictures each day and played with my cat, even going so far as to make him toys. Taking care of the flowers. Yeah, that could be really good. Actually, that reminds me. I had a friend who had a pet sitter who we were hanging out, and she was like showing everybody the text she got from her pet sitter with pictures. So that could be a really good thing to do if you're not already doing it. Um, Replies quickly. So what I usually would do for something like this guy has 43 reviews, or girl, or whoever, and I would just go through and see what all the positive things people are saying and kind of make a note of it, like in Excel or on a piece of paper, and see what things people are really happy about, happy enough to leave a review, and you can kind of make a list and see what people care about and what kind of language they use. Unfortunately, there isn't really any good like negative reviews. Let's see, because I find that you get a lot. Um, you get a lot of good feedback from negative reviews, especially because if you can prevent people's complaints or address what they hate before they engage with you, that's really powerful. But this is something to consider: going through those reviews and figuring out what things you want to highlight as features and benefits of your service versus what things you want to highlight that you do to prevent things that people hate from happening. So that's just a little 2 cents on headlines. Uh, cool. Another thing I might consider is switching out these pictures with like actual photos of you with people's pets. Um, Let me see. This is kind of cool. It's kind of hard to read against the black background. I might consider using a different color here. Um, I always talk about colors a lot, and I think they're really important. Um, the black is generally like a luxury high end color, and if you're not offering like a luxury high end product, then it tends to look a little off. I might consider using a different color other than this white on black. I mentioned it in my last video, so I'll just yeah, here we go. Nick Kalenda has a really good guide on colors, and I think like especially if you're going in people's homes, you want to create like a trusting vibe, and blue is a really good color for that, for creating for showing trust. I'll link this in the description too. But I might consider using some blue for your elements, maybe changing your logo to be blue. Yeah, it's just a thought. What's this login? Let's check this out. Time to pet. Oops. Damn it, Google. Alright, whatever. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty cool. So it's like a CRM or something. Neat. Let's finish down the homepage. About Emily. This is cool. A lot of people skip out on putting their bios, and I think it's really good that you have your bio here. It helps to establish trust and credibility and all that good stuff. There's really is there dog and cat CPR? That's crazy. Cool, having insurance and all that. Yeah, like just from looking here and reading like your certifications and seeing that you're using like some software to manage your business, it all seems like super legit and buttoned up. I think that the website doesn't really reflect where you're at. It seems a little lower end than what you are. This is cool. What I would also do with testimonials is link them to the source, because that adds more value to the testimonial, because then someone can just click the link and like say have it pop up in Google, and then people can see that someone actually legitimately left that review and you're not just typing it into your website. I'm not saying that you made it up, but I think adding that source to your testimonials gives it a lot more credibility. These greens are kind of tough to see. And this text is a little light too. I would maybe darken up the text here, unless this is supposed to be like not read as much. This lighter gray is kind of like what you show for like disabled buttons or whatever. Kind of the same here. Like, let's just take a look and see. There's another tool that I really like for getting colors. Yeah, it's super light gray. This is where is it? Here we go. Flat UI colors. They have some like palettes that you can pick stuff from. I use this gray a lot, Dracula Orchard, for my text. I think it works really well because it's like it's not completely black, but it's dark enough that you can read it. And I would also maybe consider making your links a different color so they stand out a little bit. The other thing too is with your being certified in CPR, when I see this, I assume this is like human CPR. I didn't know there was cat and dog CPR, so there might be a better way to show that off. I think like you have your different types of animals here. If you did something similar with this, but with your benefits, the added value that you bring, if you had like pet CPR certified, member of the blah blah blah, if you put it in a more like visually appealing way, that kind of stands on its own, I think that would draw a lot more attention to your benefits for people, so they don't have to read this all to get it. If they're just headlines, people will see them, because a lot of people will just scroll through the site, they'll read this, they'll see your picture and read this, and maybe they'll read your bio, maybe not, but they're just going to kind of scroll through. So if you can, anything that you can make headlined will draw more attention and communicate those competitive advantages that you have a little bit better. Oh, cool. All right, I spoke too soon. Here's some testimonials. It looks like these came through your CRM, maybe. Let's check out more reviews. I like that picture. I might make the overlay darker so the white stands out a little easier. Oh, cool. Here you go. So you do have some pictures here. This is like super light and pretty hard to read. Yeah, this is really cool. This is perfect for testimonials, I think. The only thing, like I said earlier, I would add is maybe a link to the source. But with the image, you bring a lot more credibility to the site too, or to the testimonials as well. I would like to see more of these pictures on the homepage for sure. Awesome. This this background is a little like techy. Like I get a tech vibe from this, like a tech company. I might consider some other texture in the background, or maybe just a solid color. Actually, there's another site that I really like, Subtle Patterns. Let's see if I probably don't have it in my bar anymore. Here we go. These guys have really cool patterns. You can search them, there's a ton of them, but you use them for like backgrounds and stuff. So let me just do like animal, see what happens. Cat. I don't know. There's like hundreds here to look through, but maybe there's something here that would make a cool texture that you could use for the background here that kind of fits the brand you're going for. I do really like this font combination, like that all caps. That looks really good. The white here is kind of tough to read on that green, and there's really no padding around this button. I might consider like adding some padding just to give it some space, and maybe make it a different color too so it sticks out. Yeah. But yeah, I think these pictures definitely should be on the homepage. Some of them at least. So, like right in this vicinity. I'm kind of curious. Do you have HTTPS? Oh, you do. Some of your images might not. Some of your images might not be HTTPS. Usually, I see this type of error when like an image I uploaded doesn't have the HTTPS. Alright, let's take a look on Pingdom, get some speed ideas. Where is... Looks like Washington, maybe? Oh yeah, there's Seattle. Yep, this is what I expected when those images took a long time to load. 4 seconds. Yep, 6 megabytes on your images. So what you should do for this to reduce the load time is web optimize your images. So if I open this in a new tab, let's see how big it actually is. Yeah, so it's way bigger than what you're loading it as. Let's check out this one. That one's actually sized properly. Yeah, this one's pretty huge. I'm kind of guessing this one might, yeah, that's a really big picture too. What I would do is resize them. So let's see if I inspect this. So this is 487 pixels wide, but the original image is like 3 times that. It's 1366. So what you can do to speed up your load time is just edit your image, resize it down closer. I would maybe do like 500 pixels just in case. I don't know if a bigger screen will make this image bigger for them too. Uh, but if you made this like 500 pixels wide, that would cut down your load time pretty significantly, because you're not loading so many huge images. And I would do that for everything here. I'm kind of curious about this. Yeah, that's another big one that's getting scaled down. So these images being so large is where that 6 megabytes is coming from, and that's probably where this 4-second load time is. That's probably why that's happening. There's this other tool. Let's see, where is it? Tiny PNG, my favorite. So if I drag and drop this here, you'll see, even without resizing it, you can save, you can reduce the file size by running through this tool, and then just re-uploading it. One way that is like the easiest to optimize all your images is to log into the FTP for your server, whatever your hosting company is. You go into the FTP, you download all of the images, and then you just upload them all here at once, and then you can download them all, and then just re-upload them via FTP. That's a lot faster than trying to go through the web interface. And then the other thing is, like, WordPress will sometimes create different sizes of the images. So they'll have like the thumbnail size, the medium size, large shot size, and they resize it automatically. And when they do that, they don't web optimize it. So even if you upload a web optimized image, WordPress might create a resized version of it that isn't web optimized, and you'll see those when you go into your FTP. And what you can do is web optimize those ones as well using this tool. All right, let's go to about. Pet sitting must be such a cool job. Almost all my clients have dogs, so I carry like some dog treats with me. You probably noticed that these images loaded super slowly too. Yeah, look, this is so high res. This page is probably like even bigger than your other one. So I would do the same thing on this page. All of your images are probably worth taking a look at to see if they're sized properly, and to make sure they're web optimized as well. I think I'd kind of like to see this homepage navigation be full width as well, just because you have all these other full width elements, and this just it doesn't look like it fits here. Like, you have such a modern looking site, like with this part of the header, but this navigation bar just kind of drags down all of the other good design that you've done and makes it like look kind of iffy. This is difficult to read with white text on here. You can add a color overlay behind the image, or maybe add like a text shadow to the text to try to make it look almost as if it has like a black border around it, just so that it's easier to read. I would also consider putting your services on your homepage. Link doesn't go anywhere. I would remove the links from these too if they're not going to take you to a page that has more information about it. This is really cool. I think you did a good job with this fee table. But yeah, I think if someone lands on your homepage, giving maybe even just a list of your services somewhere on here would be worth doing, just so people know like specifically what your service entails. Like, I've never hired a pet sitter, so I have no idea what to expect. Um, but I think saying like here's like blah blah blah, like bullet points like you did on the services page, just something to give people an idea, like yeah, I'll clean your yard too, and I'll pick up the key, like all those little elements. I already forgot the services. Oh yeah, the pet exercise. Even like just a list of these could be really beneficial. I think we saw the reviews already. I like this picture a lot. That's a good one. Oh, this is the magic question. Oops. Boom. Here you go. This is this is a good competitive advantage, I think. This would be a call to action on your homepage right here, like your free meeting. Um, so let me see. I forget what this takes you to. Schedule a free meeting. Yeah. I would add that book free meeting. I wonder how, like, if it's too long. Let's just see what it would look like. Oh, it kind of makes it fat. You could probably adjust the width of these buttons. Let me, yeah, if this was just a list, like a standard, like a normal navigation bar, then you wouldn't be restricted to the width of these buttons, and you can kind of see the color contrast too. I want to check out your theme and see why it's like that. So I have this other tool I like to use. What WordPress theme is that? All right, so it's not detecting a theme. Did you like code your own theme or edit your own? Uh, that's that's super impressive if you were able to like make all this yourself. Hmm. Yeah. So my advice would be to get a theme. I think it said you're using Elementor. Yeah, I would get a theme. Look at WordPress themes that support Elementor, so that way you can maintain all of the hard work that you put into making stuff like this. Then what you could do is use that theme just for like a good navigation bar. I'm kind of curious if this is responsive. Oh yeah, yeah, because with a responsive navigation bar, you'd be able to have like your little hamburger icon and all that good stuff. I think that would be really important and help you take the design to the next level. But yeah, this free meeting, that's really good. That's a big competitive advantage, I think. That because like when I saw Book Now originally, I thought this is like okay, so I read your site or whatever, and I'm ready to hire you. I didn't realize that I would be able to get a free meet and greet. So making that obvious to your customers could help you get more leads. Oh yeah, so you do send photos like some of those reviews we're talking about. That's awesome. I'm really glad you include this too, because so many people don't try to differentiate themselves. I would consider even making a page about special needs pets. So under your services, you have um, a lot of different things, and like one sentence explaining your house sitting service, I think probably doesn't do it justice, just based on everything else I've seen. I think if you had sub pages under your services dedicated to each, like what does tell me everything about house sitting on one page, and tell me everything about drop-in pet care on the drop-in pet care page, and that way, one, you get the advantage of the SEO benefits. So if you can get yourself ranking for like drop-in pet care, um, Bham, whatever the whole city name is, that would be really beneficial to help you get more leads to your site. Um, but then the other advantages are you'll be able to really sell the service and tell everybody that's reading it exactly what they can expect from you, why you're different and better, so they know exactly why they need to book their free meet and greet. This is really cool. Nice. Yeah, this fact page is super good. Um, let's see, contact. Yeah, that's everything I got. I hope that this was useful for you. Um, I think the most important feedback is fixing the images so that your load time's better. That's probably top priority. I would if I were doing this, that would be my top priority. It's also pretty quick and easy. The other thing I would do is try to take more from like your why choose me area, and you have so much good information spread out all over your site. I would try to think about a way to take all that messaging and make it concise, and then fit it into a good sales page on your homepage, and then also creating those services pages. Those would be my second priority. And then I think third, you could probably switch number two and three, but third would be using some kind of a theme to get that responsive navigation, maybe full width too, so that way you can take advantage of how clean the rest of your site looks minus the navigation, and just make it look a little more professional and polished. I would also consider on the homepage, maybe instead of that, maybe you do something like this to make it more consistent, where you have like this full page splash. I would also consider a call to action button under them, like book your free meeting now. But yeah, overall, this is pretty solid. It looks like you got a really good thing going on, and I wish you all the best. And please, if you have any questions or like feedback for me, drop a comment on Reddit or YouTube, or email me, or whatever you want to do. And I hope you have a great weekend. Yada yada yada. Until the next video.